You know that feeling, right? You're at the checkout, or maybe you're just hovering over that buy now button online. Your heart's kind of racing. You start telling yourself, I deserve this. I work hard. I just got paid. It feels like a reward, a little trophy for all your effort. But what if that feeling is actually a trap?
Okay, let's really dive into this. Because here's the thing. Every single time you buy something, you're making a choice. Are you buying a building block for your future freedom? Or are you just adding another bar to a financial cage? The real question you have to ask is, which one are you building?
And that brings us to this idea that just perfectly illustrates the problem. It's called the 30K millionaire trap. You can think of it as a kind of financial theater, where the only person who really loses in the end is your future self.
So, what exactly is a 30K millionaire? Well, according to Urban Dictionary, it's basically someone who earns a modest salary but lives a lifestyle like they're rolling in it. You know the type. Maybe they're driving a leased luxury car, but they still live at home with their parents. They're playing a part for sure, but their bank account is telling a very, very different story.
And here's the crucial thing to understand. This isn't really about the stuff, it's all about the feeling. When you make an impulsive purchase, your brain gets this short-term hit of dopamine. That's the pleasure chemical. So you're not actually buying a jacket, you're buying a 5-second high that leaves you with a liability and a much lighter wallet.
And this right here just lays out the core conflict perfectly. Looking wealthy is all about financing things that lose value, all to get validation from strangers. But being wealthy, that's about owning assets that actually grow in value. It's about seeking real financial freedom and practicing what is honestly a superpower, delayed gratification. One path literally robs from your future while the other one pays.
All right, so let's get real for a minute about what these things actually cost. Because the price tag you see on the shelf, that's only the beginning of the story.
You see, every single dollar you spend has a hidden price tag. It's called opportunity cost. And it's not just the money you're giving up today. It's all the potential future wealth that money could have generated for you if you'd invested it instead. So every time you buy something to feel good in the moment, you're essentially selling off a piece of your future peace of mind.
Now, a perfect example of this is depreciating assets. It's just a fancy term for things you buy that lose value over time. They're liabilities. A brand new car, for instance, loses a huge chunk of its value the second you drive it off the lot. And that beautiful $2,000 couch? Yeah, in a few years, you'll be lucky to get maybe $200 for it online. You are literally paying money to lose money. Let's put some hard numbers on this whole opportunity costing. Just consider a non-essential $1,000 purchase you might make today. Well, thanks to the brutal math of compound interest working over a few decades, that single $1,000 gadget could represent $30,000 of lost future wealth. Let that sink in for a minute. Is that shiny new object really worth 30 grand to your future self? And this is exactly why famously wealthy people like Warren Buffett understand that knowledge compounds far more powerfully than stuff ever will. Investing in your own financial literacy, just learning these basic concepts, is going to pay you back so much more than any fleeting purchase ever could. Okay, so we've seen the trap and we understand the true cost of our spending. The big question now is, how do we escape? How do we fight back against that dopamine rush and the brutal math of opportunity cost? Well, it all starts with a simple but incredibly powerful mental filter. Let's see how this works. And here it is. It's called the buy it twice rule. The logic is, well, it's pretty ruthless, but man, is it effective. It goes like this. If you can't comfortably afford to purchase an item twice over right now with cash, you simply can't afford to buy it even once. So here's how you actually apply it in the moment. Let's say you see something you want, and it costs $500. In your head, just double that price to $1,000. Now ask yourself honestly, does the thought of $1,000 leaving my bank account right now make me uncomfortable? If the answer is yes, then you can't actually afford the $500 item. It's time to walk away. The real power of this rule is that it just short-circuits your emotional brain. It forces you to pause. And in that pause, your thinking shifts from, I want this, to, can I truly afford this? It basically moves that impulsive, dopamine-seeking part of you to the passenger seat and puts cold, hard logic firmly in control. So the buy it twice rule, that's your foundation. Now let's build on that and add a couple more strategies to help you permanently rewire your whole approach to money. First up is something called the lifestyle freeze.
The next time you get a raise or a bonus, don't immediately go out and upgrade your life. Instead, for at least 1 year, just pretend that raise never happened. Keep living on your old income and immediately automate the difference straight into your investments. This is how you fight lifestyle inflation and get your money working for you before your brain can find new ways to waste it.
Next up is the 30-day rule. This one is super simple. For anything that isn't a true necessity, just wait. Write it down, leave it in your online cart, whatever you need to do, and wait 30 days. You will be amazed how many of those must-have items just completely fade from your mind. This simple pause is all it takes to separate a temporary desire from a genuine need. And trust me, it can save you thousands.
And just so we're crystal clear, here are some of the most common traps that keep people from building wealth. We're talking about brand new cars, always chasing the latest phone, buying designer clothes to impress people you probably don't even like, and yeah, those daily convenience purchases that add up to thousands per year. These are the quiet killers of wealth.
So what's the end goal of all this? It's really about a profound shift in what you're aiming for. It's about moving away from an illusion and moving toward reality. Just look at the difference. Looking rich is a life of monthly payments, debt, and the high stress that comes with it. But being rich, that isn't about the stuff. It's about having assets, cash flow, and the peace of mind that gives you real choices and real freedom in your life. It's the difference between a closet full of fading trends and a portfolio that actually funds your life.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. The goal has absolutely nothing to do with looking rich to other people. The real goal is to get to a place where you can simply stop worrying about money. That is true wealth. That is real freedom.
So from now on, before you click buy or hand over your card, just pause and ask yourself this one powerful question. Remember, it's not about the price tag. It's about the opportunity. What is this purchase really costing you?